Hey guys, today I'm going to tell you why the Akg K7Xx is the best gaming headphone I've ever used. Or is it? Oh my God! My name is Bushwhack18. You can catch me live on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a lot of fun, good time. I'll see y'all over there. Links in the description. I'll make some friends. So the first thing we want to talk about with these bad boys right here, Akg K7Xx, is going to be the build quality. All right. First thing you want to talk about with any headphone is build quality. These things are plastic and they squeak. Is that annoying? Do you hear it? I don't know if the mic's picking it up, but they squeak. Okay, they're plastic. That's a double-edged sword with build quality because that means they're light. These things are extremely light. Durability-wise, I can tell you from unintentional first-hand experience, these things survived a vicious cat attack, sort of. The good news is the actual headphones here survived, stayed intact, good to go. The bad news is the original cable did not. Cat. Oh my God! This is what my cat just did to my $200 pair of headphones. You see this? He bent it. So I had to go and get a $10 cable off Amazon. It's it fits the Akg connection. And it's shorter. So I think that the main reason all this happened was because the original cable is like 10 feet long. So when you're sitting here at your desk, if you don't have it properly cable managed, it's down on the floor in like a ball of cable. My cat got tangled in it. And when I went to kind of like diffuse the situation, he got scared, sprinted off, and ripped the headphone jack out of my desk. Right out, and bent the headphone jack. It was awful. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, I don't think that's not a detriment to these headphones necessarily. It's just, know you're getting a long cable. That can be a good thing, a bad thing, depending on who you are. And that your cat might get tangled up and rip them off your head. It's a real thing. So, comfort-wise, because they're light as a feather, because the build quality isn't, heavy material, heavy sturdy material. So that's why the double-edged sword comes in. It's the build quality isn't spectacular, but you have a nice light headphone. You can wear these for hours. You're gonna forget they're on your head. This band here, I've had these for like a year, and this thing it's pretty durable. It hasn't torn, ripped, anything like that, but it just kind of slips down over. And they find a nice comfortable spot on your head over time. These ear cups are freaking huge. Look at the size of these things. My head's not small either. And the inside, they're big enough that the inside of the inside of the ear cup won't touch your ear at all. It just feels like a nice, cozy, soft thing. Like, these pads are super soft. This is definitely the most comfortable headphone I've ever worn, which factors into the gaming category. Because if you're gonna be gaming for hours upon hours, you're almost gonna forget these are on your head. It's weird. It's almost like a surreal experience at first to have these on your head and realize that you have headphones on, but it doesn't really feel like it. It's almost like a shock. It's weird. But once you get used to that, it's all good. I promise you, it's all good. So that leads us into gaming. The gaming headset. Right here. This has to be it. As long as, just like, full disclosure, these are open back headphones. So just like the Sennheiser review I did, you're going to be able to hear noises in the real world around you, and other people will be able to hear the noises in your headphones. Sound leaks out. So if you are in a situation where you can use open back headphones and not annoy somebody or be annoyed by somebody, this is, at the $200 price point, the best place to go. As long as you're not too worried about the mic situation. because you could attach your own mod mic to these, plug them into a source, whatever. But that's a workaround you got to do. But if you're just concerned about game audio, you want an immersive experience or a competitive experience, these things will do it. But you're going to need an amp. The impedance for these is only like 60 ohms, which is relatively low, but they're still hard to drive. If you just plug these into a cell phone, they're not getting too loud. If you just plug these into a computer, they might not get loud enough. If you're committed enough to buy these, knowing you might need an amp, what you might want to do is just plug them into your motherboard audio and see how loud they get, and then go from there. That's probably the route that I would take if you really want to dive into this game. But a lot of times you're going to benefit from getting an amp anyway. I use the Sound Blaster G6. It works great for music and gaming. It makes most headphones just sound better. That's just how it is. More power. The sound itself is just more crisp, more detailed, all that. The two things that we need in a gaming headphone is, in terms of just literally the audio, outside of comfort, aesthetics, durability, all that kind of crap. What we need are Soundstage and Imaging. And I forgot to talk about Imaging in my Sennheiser review. Those headphones have fantastic imaging for gaming. Soundstage, not so much. The Soundstage is closer to a closed back headphone than it is an open back. These right here, the imaging is just as good as the Sennheiser Akg K7Xx, as I discussed. But the Soundstage on these is incredibly wide. Incredibly. Going from these to a pair of Turtle Beach Elite Atlas Arrows, it's night and day. Where the Turtle Beaches have an advantage is the closed back isolation. So if I have a ceiling fan on in here, or my neighbor's playing some music, or there's construction going on outside, I have a harder time hearing footsteps with the AKGs than I do with the Turtle Beaches, just because of superhuman hearing and the closed back isolation. So that can be an advantage for gaming. Keep that in mind. These are environment specific. If you have the right environment, these are the best. But if it's less than optimal, you're going to want to look at probably like an actual legit marketed gaming headphone that's closed back, or other closed back options out there for audiophiles. There's other options. I'd like to get my hands on some and review them. Where these are better in any aspect is hearing gunshots. So because of the Soundstage, you hear gunshot, you know exactly where gunshot is without even turning your character. You'll notice with a lot of gaming headphones, you have to turn your character to find the gunshots, because when you're facing the gunshots, it's slightly louder in the game audio, and you can pick them up that way. With these, when you have them on, if my character is running straight and I get shot from the back right, I hear it back here. Because of how wide the Soundstage is, it just makes it super easy to pick up directional audio for gunshots. But like footsteps are a thing that aren't always loud enough for the open back design to really pick up on if there's ambient noise. If you're in a quiet room, just as good as the Turtle Beaches, just as good, 100% just as good. But if you have any ambient noise at all, the Turtle Beaches have an advantage in footsteps. But gunshots, regardless of situation, these things are much better for the directional audio of the gunshots. Definitely. And next category we got to talk about is music. For music, spectacular. If you're really into different headphones for music and you know what you're looking for, you probably have a few different types anyway. These are, if the Sennheiser Akg K7Xx is a chill experience up close and personal with the band, because of the Soundstage on these, this is kind of like being in an arena with the band. It almost sounds like. It's a much wider, bigger sound. Not necessarily less detailed, but it feels more spread out, and you can't hear the vocals as obviously. One thing I really like about the Sennheisers is the vocals seem to just be there. They're right in your face. You can hear clearly what's going on with the vocals. With these, you hear a lot more of the music around the vocals. It's not like you can't hear the vocals, but if I'm comparing them to one another, that would be a difference you would notice. Now, if you just picked these up, never had a pair of open backs, never tried the Sennheisers, these will blow your mind. Very good. They're very detailed. The bass is there. There's definitely bass, but with most open back headphones, you're not getting a ton of it. You don't have the closed back design that can really throw that bass at you. but it's there, especially with an amp. You're gonna feel bass. Any step down in bass you're getting from a nice closeback set, you're getting a positive with, detail and overall sound quality. You're gonna value that more. Because I used to be a bass head. I still do like my bass. When I work out, I wear Skull Candy Crushers. Those things are ridiculously bassy. They're absurdly bassy. They have so much bass that it's just like, it for some people would probably even ruin the music, but for working out, it's a nice, like, gets you in the zone, you know what I mean? Gets you ready to rock. So, yeah, sound quality for music and gaming, absolutely amazing. And once again, with music, the right environment applies. Any set of open back headphones, you're going to need the right environment. You don't want people that you're going to annoy, or people that are going to annoy you. I would say if you're going to go with these and you live with people, you might be best served to have a backup headset that's closed back. Whatever, however you want to play it. That's that. Also, on a bonus, for movies, these things are legit the best headphones I've ever used for movies. Especially if you listen to something like a Sound Blaster G6, pump out some Dolby surround audio to these headphones from a TV optical port to the Sound Blaster G6, the headphone. It's really crazy. The spatial audio. It's awesome. Kind of like having a Dolby Atmos system. Almost, legit Dolby Atmos system, but instead it's just a pair of headphones. And really an experience that it's different. It's worth trying. I didn't know what to expect when I first watched a movie with these things, but I'm glad I did. Last thing we got to talk about is the value. The value of these. $200. There's much more expensive audiophile headphones. I haven't tried anything above the $200 range. So I've heard that the Sennheiser HD 800s are like the best gaming headphone that you can possibly get. They're like $1 million freaking dollars. I've never tried them, but I could imagine it being spectacular. But if you're spending $200 or under, looking for the open back market, don't mind getting an amp. Don't mind the mic setback. For gaming audio, these things are spectacular. Spectacular. And if you're just looking for the easy, simple thing to do, a little bit cheaper, I do recommend Turtle Beach Elite Atlas Aero. They come with the mic, gaming problem solved, noise isolation problem solved, and they're cheaper. But the sound quality, all things considered, in a vacuum, night and day better. Night and day better. It will blow your mind. If you're used to this headphone, if this is the only kind of headphone you've worn, you've messed around with your whole life, go into these, or the Sennheiser HD6XX, or the Hi-Fi Man HE4XX. Any of those open backs from thedrop.com, they will change your perspective on audio 100%. So that's my thoughts on that. My name is Bushwhack18, live on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Come hang out, meet some friends, join the family, say hello, and watch me lose. Goodbye. Oh my God!